Going on, everybody? Harley 417 back again with another video. We're here with actually a special guest. We're doing something for the first time ever on this channel. I don't usually make posts about it. We're actually doing a wrestling pay-per-view predictions. If you don't like wrestling, you think it's staged, predictions wise, you can go ahead and leave. But if you're into wrestling and you know you're really looking to hear some insight, I've got my boy Timothy right here up on Skype, and we're going to get right into the matches. So go ahead, Timothy. What's the first match on the card?
All right, so first match on the pre-show is Cesaro and Sheamus taking on Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson.
Is this for the belts?
It's for the Raw Tag Team Championship.
Ooh. And
this is there are 2 referees assigned to the match.
How come?
Well, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. They had a championship match which Gallows and Anderson won, but that was because the ref that started the match got kicked by Sheamus.
Oh, yeah,
So
I remember that.
Counted the pin, and then the first one got up and said that Sheamus and Cesaro were disqualified, so they kept the belt.
So what is the purpose, like, with 2 referees? I mean, aren't they going to get in the way of each other?
Well, I'm guessing that what's going to happen is one of them's probably going to get bro kicked again or something, incidentally attacked, and then the other one's going to have to finish. That way there's no controversy this time.
Interesting. So it's actually a tag team championship match. So I'm just gonna go ahead and try to put the refereeing thing away for a second. Down to it, when it comes down to this match, it's Royal Rumble. It's a big stage for both teams. It's arguably one of the best pay-per-views. I said to my friend a little while ago, probably the 3rd most significant pay-per-view, maybe the second, a close second to SummerSlam of all time. Easily. So
Definitely top 4. I think it's like their 4th grossing pay-per-view.
yeah. So when it comes to this, you want to set a big stage. I feel like Gallows and Anderson will put on the match of their life. However, I feel like the WWE does not want to give them the belts just yet, just because of the way they've been slowly eking them along. It takes something groundbreaking and pretty historic for them to actually pull this off. I think Sheamus and Cesaro somehow walk away with the belts. That's just the way I feel like WWE wants to move with them right now. What's your take?
Well, I'm going to pick Cesaro and Sheamus for the fact that when they had their championship match on Raw, Gallows and Anderson had the false finish thinking they won. So now everybody's going to be thinking, oh, Gallows and Anderson are definitely going to win this match. And it's kind of taking the focus off of Cesaro and Sheamus. So I think they're going to keep the belts.
All right, good deal. Next match.
Okay, we got Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax.
Good Lord.
A one-on-one match.
Good Lord, man. I feel so bad the way Sasha Banks' career is slowly starting to decapitate itself. Man, Nia Jax is going to destroy Sasha Banks. I don't know why. You should believe there's any chance she'd have. When it comes to the women's division, they usually try not to let the larger in scale wrestlers lose. Sometimes they'll do it in the men's, but it's very rare. I feel like Nia Jax is just too much for Sasha Banks to handle. The way Sasha couldn't handle herself against Charlotte, given that is one of the best, if not the best women wrestler of all time, Charlotte in herself. I just feel like this is too tough of a task for Sasha, coming off an injury that she had. I believe it was a knee injury or leg injury some way, somehow. Yeah. So, yeah, I got to take Nia Jax. And I'm a Sasha Banks fan, so it hurts. Yeah. It hurts.
I'll piggyback off what you said. You know, I feel bad for Sasha. She was so good. Came in at WWE, won the belt, and just hasn't really been able to get anything going. So I'm going to take Nia in this match. But if Sasha was to win, it's going to be off of a DQ or a count-out or something.
Right. All right, next.
Okay, we got a 6-woman SmackDown tag team match with Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, and Naomi taking on Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, and Natalya.
All right, say that again. I'm sorry. I heard you say some of their names, but it just sounds kind of weird.
Going to be Becky, Nikki, and Naomi versus Alexa, Mickey James, and Natalia.
Oh, team of Mickey James is going to win, no question. I mean, they're going to bring such a big of a character back so soon.
There's no way they're going to lose their first match back.
Right, and to be on a team with the likes of Alexa Bliss, who I think is the champ right now.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, so, yeah, give me Mickey James. I look for her to make a strong return. Big time, definitely. Nikki's team, I'd pick on any other occasion, but Mickey James coming back, it is really going to be hard to do anything.
I'm going to look at Mickey to knock off some ring rust and actually put on a good match here. So that's who I'm going to pick. I'll pick Alexa, Mickey, and Natalia for that one.
All right, next match.
Okay, so we got Rich Swann, the Cruiserweight Champion, versus Neville for the title.
Neville is going to destroy this man. I mean, even when Neville was in the regular wrestling, take the cruiserweight the whole cruiserweight escapade or whatever you'd call it away. Throw that out the window, man. This dude could be a real wrestler. He was actually one of the best wrestlers in the world at a certain time. Literally the world, not just CM Punk's world, not Chris Jericho's world, but literally in the world. Like, there was nobody who could touch him. WWE was trying for years to recruit Neville, and it was such a hard task. He's so talented. He's so agile with the big scale body that he has. He might be small, but he's got a huge body for a little guy, and he can fly. He's going to embarrass Rich Swann, and Neville's going to be your next Cruiserweight champ. There's no way they let Neville, just make such a big change in his character out of nowhere for no reason. Neville gets a win big time. Hello?
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I'm gonna take Neville. Just turned heel, give him the belt. Maybe it'll bring some life back into a right now stale division.
Good choice there. Good choice there. All right, what's the next match on the card?
Okay, we got Charlotte Flair versus Bayley for the Raw Women's Championship.
See, I was actually just talking to somebody earlier today about how this match could determine what happens at WrestleMania, as will most of the matches on the card, and eventually the Royal Rumble match will. Charlotte versus Bayley is a lot more serious right now to the women's division than anybody could think of. Everybody else is just like, okay, it's just somebody stepping up because no one else is available in the women's division right now. Not entirely true. You look at Nia Jax, who if she beats Sasha this Sunday, she's going to be considered up there. And the way they brought back Mickey James to SmackDown, you got to think there's something that's going to happen on Raw. So it's just one of those things, and I really feel like if Bayley somehow sneaks in there, somehow gets in the title mix and wins the belt, we're looking at a whole new women's division here, Timothy. I mean, we really are, man. But I feel like this match is so important for Bayley, especially because it determines her character moving forward. If she wins this match, even if she gives a good match, they could still keep her at the top. If she doesn't give a match, and she's right back at the bottom where she's been. So, I mean, Bayley's a good talent, but I feel like this is a really tall task for her. I still sense a heel turn coming soon before WrestleMania for Bayley. That's just going to be an interesting storyline to follow. But I feel like Charlotte gets the win here. She's undefeated in pay-per-views when defending her belt, as they've noticed several times. 15-0. So I feel like it's going to be another win, and Charlotte will keep her dominance up until Sasha's back up there to take the belt back.
Well, makes sense. Charlotte is undefeated. They tend to harp on that a lot during the shows.
Right.
Bayley has had some that one overturned match against Charlotte. She's beaten her a couple of times on Raw, but this is for the belt. Bayley's never been in a title match, like a Raw women's title match that I can remember.
Right.
It's going to be tough. I think Charlotte will retain, but I think it'll take some form of interference.
You don't think she'll handle herself fair and square?
Because she always seems to retain her belt with somebody like Dana Brooke helping her out a little bit.
Or Ric Flair.
Maybe.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting thing to watch, that Divas division heading up to WrestleMania. All right, what's the next match on the card?
I think that could be the one upset.
Possibly, man. I mean, who knows? Like I said, it'll be huge for Bayley. Huge for Bayley if she can pull this off, man. That's the division right there. The division runs through Charlotte. All right, what's the next game?
All right, we got Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns in a no DQ match for the Universal Championship, with Jericho suspended in a shark cage above the ring.
I've never been more pissed off at the main title feud in WWE in my life. Never been so pissed off. I mean, when you got a guy, sure, Roman Reigns lost his belt a couple weeks ago in a 2-on-1 handicap match. But this is a guy that's had his belt. He's been at the top several times already. Yet they keep him there. I don't understand, unless you're the champ, why are you always around the title, especially the fans in WWE don't like him. The fans boo him constantly. What is the purpose in keeping Roman Reigns up there when you've got other talents that want to get up there? They could give Cesaro a title run, knock him out of that stupid tag team. They could give, a number of guys down there that have been patiently waiting for years that the fans would cheer for. Yet they keep Roman Reigns up there, the guy that keeps getting booed. In this particular match, it's above Jericho's going to be suspended above the ring. I don't think it matters. Kevin Owens can out-wrestle just about anybody in the WWE. I really do think he's a talent, a rare breed. Roman Reigns can't wrestle. He just can't wrestle. The only reason he's at the top is because the fans used to like him. He's The Rock's cousin, and he does a spear. When you have traits like that, they're going to give you a run. I mean, so who knows what'll happen? I just feel like Kevin Owens can out-wrestle Roman Reigns. He can beat him in this match. In the common trend about WWE in the past 10 or so years, when guys have looked like there's no way they're going to win, they pull it out victorious. Everybody's like, there's no way Kevin Owens can win without Jericho at his side. He's the champ for a reason. Come on. He's still the champ for a reason. So Kevin Owens will win. I've got a few different interesting WrestleMania storylines, but I'm not going to get onto that right now. This video is getting pretty lengthy already. So here we go. Tim, what's your take on this match?
Okay. So, considering it's a no DQ match, I think that'll help Owens out. I don't think that Reigns will take the belt off of him here, even though they're going to want him to look strong. Jericho being in the shark cage, I don't really see a purpose of that besides the fact that he can't interfere. But now that he's the U.S. champ, maybe he'll have the belt up there and he can drop it on Reigns in the match or something like that.
I can see that.
There's no telling what they'll do, but I'm gonna take Owens in some form here.
All right, what match we got next?
All right, we got AJ Styles versus John Cena for the WWE SmackDown Championship.
SmackDown Championship. I like John Cena in this match, and a lot of people probably naysay in the comments below or on my Twitter, wherever they see this link at. But you got to look at this match. It's John Cena's first match back. AJ Styles, multiple times he's defended this belt. You got to see, when AJ Styles came to WWE, how long did it take him to become champ? That might not correlate exactly with what John Cena's case might be, but let me put it this way: the way WWE is with big guys is when they come back, they get at the top pretty fast. John Cena is one of those big guys, whether we like it or not. The WWE the last 15 or so years has easily revolved around John Cena, and I feel like SmackDown just needs that guy at the top again that the fans like, the fans will cheer for. And if there's anybody to dethrone AJ Styles, just like I said, if there was anybody to dethrone John Cena, it was AJ Styles. If there's anyone to dethrone AJ Styles, it's John Cena. Cena wins the match, becomes SmackDown's champ heading into WrestleMania.
All right. Well, I think this might be the first time we've disagreed, but I'm going to pick Styles. They've built him real big. Kind of feel like, depending on who wins the Rumble, if a SmackDown star wins, set up something really big, Styles could be a champion going into WrestleMania. I mean, who deserves to be in the main event of WrestleMania more than AJ Styles? So talented. It took him forever to get into the WWE, wrestled in the Indies for a long time.
Right.
He's fighting WWE's top star, who he has beaten clean before.
Exactly. Good point.
I think will be match of the night.
No question.
I think AJ is going to retain.
Alrighty. What's the next matchup?
Alright, so the last one that they have announced is the Rumble match itself.
Oh, are you sure about that? There's no, you sure the Royal Rumble match is going to happen? You sure about that?
Hey, it's called the Royal Rumble. I'd hope it happens.
Oh, man, all right. So down to 30 men, we've got the likes of Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, Undertaker. A lot of people have been waiting to hear my thoughts on this, actually. Goldberg, we got. This is easily one of the biggest Rumbles, if not the biggest Rumble of all time, because of the names that are in it. Like I said, we've got Goldberg, we've got Brock Lesnar, we've got Undertaker. We were supposed to have Seth Rollins, but he's not going to be in there. You know, there's just so many big names. Braun Strowman, the Big Shows, both are going to be in there. So I mean, there's so many big. The New Day is going to be in there. You know, there's so many big names and big groups and big people, personalities that are going to be in there. Who's going to win? Let me tell you what's going to happen. And if this does not happen, then my whole prediction for WrestleMania goes out the window. But I feel Goldberg will go all the way to the last entrant. Somehow he'll get Brock. Somehow Undertaker will be eliminated. I feel like Brock Lesnar and Undertaker's story will intertwine in the match, and they'll end up either costing both themselves a spot, or somebody will take both of them out, and they'll fight, and they'll screw each other, and start a feud for WrestleMania 33. Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker, because, as people have said, this is going to be the Taker's, rumored to be his last and final WrestleMania. So what better way to go out than to rectify his only defeat and his only blemish on his record at WrestleMania by beating Brock Lesnar? I mean, that's what he's got to do. I mean, it's clear. So what I think is going to happen, Goldberg's going to go all the way to the final. Guess whose music is going to hit? Guess whose music is going to hit? Right when he's at the number 30 spot, and he realizes he's got one more person to take out. The Game. Triple H's music is going to hit. Triple H is going to run out to the ring against a beaten down Goldberg all the way from the beginning, and it's going to look clear to everybody that Triple H is going to WrestleMania to face Kevin Owens, the guy he taught. When all of a sudden, Seth Rollins runs out down to the ring, costs Triple H the match, pedigrees him in the middle of the ring. Goldberg picks up his scraps, and Goldberg is on to WrestleMania, creating two matches there. Goldberg against Kevin Owens, and Triple H against Seth Rollins, all culminating in the master versus the student. That's what's going to happen. Goldberg's going to win the Royal Rumble. Triple H is going to get exactly what he deserves. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, let's see. There's 22 out of the 30 have been announced. So you get 8 surprise entrants. You know, you're getting a couple of Hall of Famers. You know, every so often they bring the Boogeyman back. Maybe you'll see him. Who knows? But I think that there's 2-3 people that
Real quick, I think it's safe to say that Donald Trump will not be in this year's WrestleMania. I think it's safe to say.
So I'm gonna say that one of the surprises is gonna be a returning Finn Balor.
Ooh.
And I think that Finn and Undertaker are gonna have some kind of interaction in the match. Maybe Finn eliminates Undertaker off of something, and then gets eliminated himself later down the line, set up a match for them at WrestleMania.
Ooh.
If it is case Undertaker's last match, who better than to pass on the torch from the dead man to the demon?
Good point.
Okay, so then there's hot rumors that Kurt Angle could be in the match because he's pulled out of indie shows this week, heading up to the Royal Rumble. He's been announced for the Hall of Fame. But even if he comes back, I don't think he'll win.
No.
New Japan star like Kenny Omega could be in it if, in fact, his contract is up. But that'd be like AJ coming in last year. It'd just be a surprise entrance. The crowd would pop. Probably not going to win. I think the safest bets are going to be Goldberg, Lesnar, or probably one of those two. I don't really see somebody else. One of the predictions I will make for the match, though, is that Strowman is going to break Reigns' record for eliminations. I think that could happen.
You see a possible Braun Strowman versus Big Show match at WrestleMania?
Well, I think Strowman and Big Show are going to have a match at Fastlane because it's very rumored that Big Show and Shaq are supposed to have a match.
Yeah, they were saying that. I remember them saying that a couple years ago when they first met off with each other. Or was that last year in Dallas?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were in that Rumble, or like the Battle Royal on WrestleMania.
All right, so just clearing the air. Who's your pick to win the Royal Rumble?
Well, I'm kind of feeling Goldberg. I think Lesnar has a strong case at it.
Undertaker's going to cost him.
I'm not going to pick Undertaker is because I feel like this match is solely to build him for his singles match at WrestleMania.
Exactly.
There's not really anybody else that stands out to me. I mean, there's big names in it. But I think it's Lesnar or Goldberg. And then maybe somebody surprise. But I think that those are your safe bets.
Out of those two, though, who would you pick?
Well, considering they're both on Raw, and they've both actually been booked a lot more here leading up to WrestleMania, so we'll be seeing them a lot. I kind of think that I'm kind of feeling Brock.
Ooh, okay, interesting.
Could win this, go to WrestleMania, because I don't remember if he ever got his rematch. Remember, he lost the belt to Seth years ago.
Yeah, oh my lord, that dude's a joke.
WrestleMania heist is forever.
I don't know, man. But all I know is this is going to be easily one of the biggest Royal Rumbles in history because of how much weight this is going to carry for all aspects of WWE, not just for, the titles, but for the other matches leading up to this WrestleMania. There's so many legends, so many big names that are going to be in this Royal Rumble. You've got the student versus teacher possibility of happening with Triple H, Kevin Owens, or Triple H and Seth Rollins. You've got the Brock Taker. The biggest moment in history that's happened in recent history was Brock beating Undertaker. That could be a possible rematch. You've got Goldberg in there. You've got these big guys, Strowman and Big Show. So it's going to be interesting to watch. We're going to be tuning in. It's going to be this Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, special start time. And we hope you guys tune in. We thank you for tuning in the predictions. Any last thoughts from you, Tim?
I think just what you said. I think this Rumble match is going to be one of the best, if not the best of all time. And I think these singles titles matches, especially AJ and Cena, is going to steal the show.
Yep, they're going to be good to watch. We hope you guys tune in. And remember, as always, you heard it first from Harley.